Hey, welcome to my channel. My name is Joanna Bartolome, and in this channel we talk all things branding, marketing, social media, and business. Today I'm going to be going over $0 marketing ideas. I think that a lot of times we think marketing is really expensive, but if you have a little bit of time, this is a great way to utilize that time and market your business. Please, absolutely, if you can, subscribe, like this video, leave a comment. It means so much. Okay, let's get right into it. Let's get right into the $0 marketing ideas. The first thing that I would always say if you are thinking about doing something at $0 is collaboration. So have you reached out to like-minded businesses, to like-minded brands to find ways that you can collaborate? A good example of this could be, let's say you have an established mortgage broker and you are a realtor, so you will do a collaboration video to attract that audience. A second way to do this, of course, is that if you have a cosmetic line and you want to collaborate with someone who does hair or someone that is a makeup artist, it's a great way to collaborate. The tip that I have for people when they are doing this $0 marketing idea is to never think of it as a one and done. Meaning you don't always have to go out there, collaborate once, and then see how it goes, and then that's the end of that relationship. You really do have to cultivate that relationship. You really do have to do it frequently enough so that with audiences and people take notice that you are being consistent and putting the work out there. So if there's one thing that I would recommend, it's definitely collaboration. It can be through Facebook Live, Instagram Live. It doesn't have to be fancy. It can be through a webinar, whatever that may be. Remember to leverage other people's audiences and make sure that you are actually out there collaborating with people who have your type of audience or ideal clientele as part of their follower group. Second idea, of course, when it comes to $0 marketing ideas is to use social media. Social media is one of those tools I know we all talk about consistently, but when I talk about social media, one thing that people tend to always forget is to make sure that they focus on engagement. So when it comes to building relationships online and $0 marketing ideas, if you think to yourself, okay, instead of posting 3 times this week, can I be consistent in commenting every single day? That will help build an audience that you are able to use, and I guarantee you will not be left disappointed with the engagement. The third idea is either partnerships or influencers. So a lot of influencers can ask for something in kind, but if you are just starting out, just making a really big pitch, being reasonable with the influencer's time, being mindful that they are doing you a favor, it could be a great way to kind of leverage an influencer to talk about your product or your service. Now, if you are in a business-to-business type brand, which is a little bit more professional, you don't always have to use influencers, but use strategic partners. Use charity groups that you have collaborated with, of course, but think of it more as a partnership to leverage your brand in a more organic way. This is different from collaboration where you are collaborating with another business. Here you are asking them to promote your product, promote your service through, of course, the strategic partnership or, of course, the influencer. So that's another thing to think about when it comes to $0 marketing ideas. Some influencers will probably ask for something in kind, so that's another thing you can also do. Just make sure that you make the pitch authentic, you do your research with your influencer, and of course you don't expect a lot because they are doing it at a minimal cost. The idea when it comes to $0 marketing ideas is, of course, exchanging services or exchanging products. So one thing that I had to do in the beginning, if I didn't have a lot of marketing dollars, is that I would do a gift in kind. So hey, I will do your brand strategy. It's usually, let's say, for example, I'm just pulling numbers, a $500 strategy. Would you be interested in collaborating? I'll provide this service, and in return, can you do an audit on my social media? It's one of those great ways that you can you negotiate, of course, your value, negotiate what you can do for them. Next thing that I would highly recommend when it comes to your product or service is to provide some sort of limited time offer. This is something you could promote for free, but it's something that is exclusive to a group of people and you are testing out these groups of people. So something that I did when it came to the social media planner is I gave the planner for free to 5-10 people, and all I asked at the end of it is to leave me a review. Leave me a review, give me some feedback, whatever that may be, but the review was so important because I ended up using that review as social proof and that social proof I was able to use for social media content, and that became one of more of that free marketing ideas. But it was one of those opportunities that if you are willing to give up your product or service for free, just for feedback, just so you can get that, of course, feedback and review and that Google review, it's one of those awesome ways you can do so. I would say not to do it often. It's just a limited time offer. It's something you do just once to kind of get your foot in the ground and get people through the door to talk about you and talk about your brand. Another thing that you can also do, which is the next tip, is to either get a volunteer or a marketing student. One thing that I really do love about students is that they are always willing to help and always willing to help build their portfolio. So if you give them some trust and find a really good one, that's one way that you can ask them to say, hey, can you help me out with social media? Don't expect them to do a lot, of course, because they aren't paid, but it's a great way for them to build that experience with a reputable brand. My last $0 marketing idea, of course, is to kind of just ask. One thing that we talk about is that negotiation piece. So if you're willing to provide something to other people and then ask something in return, it's one thing to build a network and also to build that influence around you of people talking about you. So don't ask, of course, in a salesy way. Really be authentic in your pitch. But most of the time when I ask someone, hey, like, can you take a look at this product, or can you please help me promote this? Most of the time they're more than willing, as long as I'm being respectful of their time and being mindful of timelines. Okay, so those are some $0 marketing ideas. I really hope that they are helpful for you. Let me know in the comments below if you have any questions, and cannot wait to see you all in the next video.